In this one we are going over to a fish shop to do a fish shop tour. It's one that I did well over a year ago. If you remember, it is underground. It's a big huge aquatics under a pet shop, and it's always a great visit to this shop. I've only been a few times, so I thought, you know what, on this occasion I'd take you with me and show you all the American cichlids that they had in and talk to you a little bit about why I love going to this shop. So let's get over to Pets and Aquatic World. Every time I go to this fish shop, I do get pretty excited, but I've only been about 5 times because it's quite a way away from my house. But it's one of those fish shops that reminds me of when I was young. It's set up like the fish shops I used to go into when I was a kid, which was way back in early 90s. So I just get that feel for this shop. It's got over 200 tanks and it is underground. So when you go into this shop, it is a pet shop. And then you go down some stairs into the basement and you get this big, huge aquarium. It's like, honestly, it's just amazing. I do like it here. It is old school how it's ran. It's old school how the tanks are set up. But they always have something that excites me, or something that I think to myself, oh, I would like that. And the very few times that I have been, I have made impulse buys. Now, I always show you the American cichlids stock. There's some little firemouth cichlids. I always show you the Central American cichlids as a big part, because this shop always has a real good amount of Central American cichlids. But it does do marine, it does do Malawi, it does South American, as you can see now in this part of the video. But they have an array of each area. Obviously, I said, like, I always cover the American cichlids because that's what you guys want to see on my channel. You come for the American cichlids. And they do also always have a section, and I'll show you that section in a moment, where they have bigger fish. And every time you go, there's a different kind of big fish. And it's probably what they've brought in from the public. Some nice VA fenestrata. So again, with the Central American cichlids, a bit like Wharf Aquatics, you get to see the stuff that actually you probably don't see in a lot of the other shops in the UK. So this shop basically puts a bit of a challenge on Wharf for Central American cichlids, although the amount of Central American cichlids in Wharf is more. Now, this is where my impulse buying was tested. The big Midas on the right is an absolute beauty. It's a stunner, isn't it? And honestly, I was sat there for a good while contemplating, how do I fit this fish into my fish room? Now, you know, if you watch my videos, that I have not made an impulse buy this year, which for me is good, but I nearly did it on this fish. I actually went on a walk to find the guy to ask him to bag it for me, but halfway through that walk I came back and I saw scents, so I didn't buy it, guys. I didn't bring it home. These are some beautiful little carpenters, really nice, and the markings and the colour on these for the size that they were at were very, very nice. These were a stunning little fish, and obviously some people call them Texas cichlids, so they are actually carpenters. They're from a different place than the Texas cichlid, but that is an whole other video, a subject for another time. I do actually have another video out about that if anybody's interested, the difference between carpenters and the Texas. So anyway, moving on. This is a fish that I'm seeing in a lot of my fish shops at the moment. There are a lot of these Herotilapia multispinosa, which is the rainbow cichlids. These were a very good size, to be fair, and a very good quality. They were a very nice fish, and as you can see, it's a fair few of them. But yeah, it is a fish that I see a lot of. I think every fish shop I'm going in at the moment, these fish are in there. This was a lone Atiensis black nasty. I'm not sure whether that's male or female. I probably would guess at a male, but yeah, I've never kept this fish before. Something that, you know, I would like to keep, but I'm not sure with my water, my 0 kh. I know these can be a fussy fish. I try to avoid the fussy fish like them, you know, the bean eye. It's just not worth trying, if that makes sense. And this tank does look empty, but it's not. It's got some really young Jaguar cichlids, so these are really, really small. You can barely see them. If you look down on the left, you can see a really tiny one. So whether they've had fry or not, I don't know. But moving on to the big fish part. This is a big pike cichlid, big red pike cichlid. I do believe when I did the video, which was over a year ago, I think, on this shop, that fish was there then. It's been in this shop for a while. It's got pitting. It's not all in the head. These fish do get pitting, and it does come from sometimes being in bad water quality, which I would think that the person before the shop had it would have done and then brought it here. But it's still stunning fish nonetheless. And then obviously I was really happy to see this big, huge Jaguar cichlid. It was probably over a foot long, and it's a lovely, lovely Jaguar cichlid. So if anyone's after a big Jaguar cichlid, get over to Leeds, and there's one here for you. And it was a nice specimen, to be fair. Beautiful fish. 65 quid, as you could see there on the left. But yeah, I would say that's worth it if you're after a decent sized jag. And yeah, like I said, they do have the big fish in there. That was the only big... Oh no, there's one I'm going to show you in a minute. These Nicaraguan, absolutely stunning. Again, I'll tell you now, again, I was really impressed with the quality of the specimens in this shop today. Here's that big one. It's a butty coffereye, and I showed you this in the wharf video. Again, a fish that I have had before. Honestly, the aggression in these is unbelievable, and they are such a beautiful fish. They are African. They're an African cichlid, and a lot of people put them in with American cichlids, which I never really understand, but that's what people do, and it's everybody's choice. So yeah, but yeah, an absolutely amazing fish. Those old school fish shops are not for everyone. I get it. The last time I did a video there was a few comments against how it looked, but these are old school. You know, when I was younger, which was a long time ago, these were how the shops were, so I get a good feeling from that. It's a nostalgic feeling, and I guarantee to you they look after the fish. And as you could see in that video, there was a lot of good quality fish. So yeah, that's just the kind of fish shop I like going to, and I love the fact that it's underground. It just makes it a little bit more exciting. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support that you guys give me, whether that be any interaction. It all helps the channel, and it means a lot. So yeah, and if you're not subscribed, guys, just consider subscribing. Click the subscribe button, ping the bell for notifications, and that's me. I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you all on the next one.